What's going on, guys? It's been a long time, been a very long time, I know. I'm just wanted to go ahead and come up on here and give you a little update on how things are going and how I've been doing with this whole bariatric gastric sleeve. And we'll go ahead and get into that and a couple other little updates, and we'll you know, I'm here right now at a speedway in at the 186 in Ohio by Cambridge on 70, and we're gonna go ahead and head on home, and we'll get into a little bit more of the updates when I get home. But yeah, just wanted to pop in and say I'm still around, still alive. So it's been rough. This I'll say right now, it's been the last couple 4 weeks have been extremely rough with this surgery. It was really bad. I was getting really weak. I didn't want to eat anything. I was extremely, just looking at food made me nauseous. But I've started to kind of change it a little bit, and I've been able to take in more of the nutrients that I need. And I'll tell you what, these past couple of days I have felt freaking fantastic. So like I said, we'll get into the updates later. I just wanted to go ahead and give this a little intro, and then we'll go ahead and I'm going to finish driving home. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, well, I'm home now, and here's about to be one of my quick little updates here. Oh, I got something dirty on my truck. Anyway, that's not the update. Oh, getting ready to go home in this. Yep, got myself a new car, a new toy. Still have the pickup truck. Shush. Still have the pickup truck at home, but you know, decided what the hell, let's go ahead and buy myself a fun car. It was between, I talked about for a while about Corvettes and things, and it was between a Mustang GT Premium like this or a Corvette. And I figured the Corvette would be, well, the Mustang would be a little more practical. It's got the back seat, hardly a back seat, but it's big enough for my kids right now, at least for a couple. And you know, I didn't want to buy a newer Corvette. Not a fan of the newer Corvettes as much, like the C7. I like them, but if I were to buy a Corvette, it'd be probably like a C5. But I also wanted the more modern amenities, and of course the C5 doesn't have modern amenities. So yeah, chose a Mustang. So yeah, I chose the Mustang, and I'm just a little bit tired right now. And you know, this is faster than a C5, way faster than a C5 anyway. This is about on par with a C6 for speed, like a C6. Probably not the 6.2, but it's got a little more horsepower than the 6.2 C6. 435 horsepower, but it's a fun car. It's a lot of fun. My kids love riding in it, and it's just a fun car. But anyway, that's one of my updates, a minor update. Yeah, I got a fun little car to drive. Now we're gonna go take it through the car wash and all that good stuff. But I love the little plaque up there. 1964. First year for the Mustangs. Well, 64 and a half technically. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this car. I've actually had this car now for about a month, a little less than a month. I think, yeah, I just made my very first payment. I made the payment early, but just made the first payment. But yeah, I went up there looking at a convertible. I went to look at a convertible. The convertible had just sold, and then they had this one here, and I think I like the way the fastback and the coupe looks a little bit more anyway. But I did want that open top experience. I kind of missed that from the Jeeps I've had previously. But I didn't want another Jeep. I wanted a fun, you know, fast car, you know. So that's what I got. But anyway, let's go ahead and go get this thing washed. Dirty. Yes, it is an automatic. Well, we just washed it, but now look at the sky. Got to get her home, put her back in the garage before it pours. This thing has a, what are you doing, Mr. Mailman? Later. Right, guys and girls and gentlemen and ladies and boys and women and everybody in between. Anyway, just wanted to give an update, an actual update on what's been going on. It's been a long time, I know, since I've been on here. Well, since I made a video. And the truth be told, I have just been extremely under the weather, to, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it. I'll tell you what, anybody that is interested in getting a gastric sleeve, it's tough. It ain't the easy way. I think I've mentioned that before. But it is rough. It is very, very rough. And I am learning that firsthand. You have got to be on point with your nutrition because you are only physically capable of putting so much nutrition in your body at a time that you have to be on point with it or you're going to suffer the consequences. And I don't know what happened, but a few weeks ago, I started to feel really bad. Really bad. And it got to the point where I had no energy, none whatsoever. I was extremely weak. I was just barely making it through the day. It was really bad. And what made matters worse was just the mere thought of food. The mere thought of food made me want to throw up, made me nauseous. It really messed with me. And I know some people will say, oh, well, that's just the surgery doing what it's supposed to do. No, that's the extreme. I went from one extreme of eating too much to become where I was, extremely overweight, to eating nothing, going for days without eating anything, literally nothing but drinking water. And it got to the point, obviously, where we started to be concerned for my gallbladder. Things were, if I didn't change, if something didn't happen, if I didn't do something about it, then it was going to get bad, really bad. I think I was losing weight too fast. And I'll just say this right now, like I was losing weight really fast, but I felt so bad that I wasn't happy for myself. I was feeling terrible and I wasn't happy at the weight loss. But I have lost, in 3 months, and 1 month of that being the pre-op diet, because I did the pre-op diet for 1 entire month. So including the pre-op diet, I have lost 100 pounds in 3 months. Not even 3 months. A week shy of 3 months. I have lost 100 pounds. And that sounds amazing. But like I said, 3 months. It took a lot out of me. And I didn't have any desire to make videos. I didn't have any desire to do anything except really nothing. I had no desire to do anything, but I was still working and I was still, I was coherent and I was safe to drive. So I was driving, I was working. But man, it was rough. It was rough. I was having trouble sleeping. A lot of trouble sleeping. And it was very unpleasant, very unpleasant. So again, anybody that's looking this route to lose weight, it works. But damn it, you got to be on point. You got to know, don't make a joke of it. Because it will bite you in the ass. Speaking of ass, I've lost so much weight, my butt hurts when I sit in the truck seat for too long now. I feel like I need one of those pregnancy pillows around the damn cushion, I'm not even joking. I'll be driving the truck. It used to be I could drive the truck, for a whole 6-7 hours straight. My butt would never hurt. But now that I'm 100 pounds lighter, I ain't got the cushion backer anymore. So now all I'm working with is that factory Peterbilt cushion, and it ain't as good as I thought it once was. Just isn't. That's probably too much information, but that's just the way it is. But anyways, I'm getting a lot more nutrition now. I still have days where I'm off, and I'll tell you what, this past weekend, we went to Soak City, which is the water park over at Kings Island. And I went there to spend time with the family. That was the first time I actually really got to spend some time with the family at a fun place. That I felt the energy to go somewhere like that and be with the family and swim and just really enjoy myself. I'm at the stage now where I can actually eat normal food. It's called the soft food stage, but it really includes quite a bit of food. So I can really experiment a lot more now. And, so I actually had a couple of bites of my son's cheeseburger. Just a couple. I didn't, it's not like I had a whole burger, but I had a couple bites of my son's cheeseburger spaced apart. I didn't, not like I had a bite and a bite and a bite, whatever, and then that's what I had for the most part of the time we were there. Before we left, we got, my wife and kids got chicken wings, real chicken wings on the bone. And they wanted me to try it. And chicken is something I should be able to eat right now. In fact, it's on the list specifically on this stage that it's something that I can eat and that I should try to eat. So I had one chicken wing. And it ruined my weekend. I don't know if I ate it too fast or if the chicken was too dry. But man, it destroyed me. I had the chicken wing and I ate the entire chicken wing. I ate all the meat off of it, cleaned that bone, and make your jokes down below. Clean that bone, and that chicken wing, man. As we were walking back to the van, holy cow, I thought I was just going to lose it. I thought I was going to just lose it in the parking lot. By lose it, I mean, and I actually stood, I did the stupid thing, and I tried to keep it in. I could feel it right up here. And I did the stupid thing, and this was like immediate, because we got the chicken wings as we were leaving. So this was immediately as we were leaving. I had just finished that chicken wing, and I don't know if I ate it too fast or, like I said, it was too dry and I got caught up. I don't know. But it made me feel awful, and I should have just let it go right there. But I didn't want to do it, and there were people around. It would have been disgusting. So I just kept trying to get it down and down and down. And I finally felt like it wasn't going to come up. So I got in the van, we went home, and I had to go to work that night, So I went home, went to bed. And following day, Saturday, when I had to go up to Pennsylvania, I was feeling unbelievably bad. The worst I'd felt in weeks. And I'm like, this is insane. And I knew it had to be the chicken. It had to be. But I wasn't feeling it up here, but I was still feeling like I needed to let it go. And I'm not talking about a pretty blonde in a blue dress in a snowy fairy tale land. I still didn't want to let it go, but at the same time, I couldn't eat anything. I could barely even drink water. If I drank water, I got shooting, stabbing pains through my stomach. I just couldn't drink the water. So I was like, okay, this is bad. I've never been to this position before or in this position. But I just kept going. And later, after I got that load done, I went ahead and, I was driving. Well, I parked for the night. Couldn't really eat anything. I sipped on a little bit of like that vitamin water stuff. That flavored vitamin water that's like 5 calories. I sipped on some of that. But I couldn't get the feeling of nausea to go away. So I went to bed. Woke up the next morning feeling, that later that night, whatever you want to call it, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning to come home. Feeling terrible. But I got in the seat, drove for as far as I could, drove about an hour and a half, and I'm like, you know what? One way or another, this has to come up. This has to come up because it was unbearable. And I knew that there was only one way out. And I could feel like there was still something up here. Sorry for the grossness, but I could feel like there was still something up here because whenever I swallowed, I could feel something. I pulled over at a travel plaza, went way in the back. Luckily, there was hardly anybody there because it was the weekend. And I went way in the back, away from everybody, got out of my truck, walked around, breathed. And I decided now's the time. So I did whatever I could. And I'll tell you what, not to get disgusting, but I've already crossed that threshold, I believe. I forced myself to do it. and I had a couple of whole pieces of chicken come up. They didn't even try to digest, people. They didn't even try to digest. So needless to say, I'm done with chicken for a while, which is terrible because I used to love chicken. So just the thought of chicken makes me, ugh. After that, once I did that, I started to feel a lot better. I was still a little weak, but started to feel a lot better. And then, like I said, yesterday and today, I've been feeling pretty good. Right now, I'm just like, when I got home and, you know, I was in the Mustang and I said I was tired, I was just tired. That's all that was. I didn't sleep well last night, so I was a little bit tired. But, you know, besides that, though, I'm getting in the nutrients. You know, I've got some V8 juice right here, which is a great way for me to get some vegetables in because I can't eat raw vegetables yet still because those aren't considered soft food. So, you know, this is a great way to get the vitamins from vegetables right here. I've got some low sodium. Well, my wife got me low sodium V8 juice. So I put some more sodium in it because the low sodium stuff. So I put a little bit of salt in my V8 juice. Not much, but a little bit to give it a little more flavor. So, you know, this is fantastic, though. I love sipping on my V8. A great source of vitamins. Don't know what vitamins. Whatever vitamins are in vegetables, you know, which I know there's a lot of vitamins in carrots and things like that. But I'm also, you know, taking a daily dose of Nature's Way chewable or gummy vitamins, which have like multiple vitamins in them. And in the morning, I usually drink a protein shake, which that alone will give me like 26 or 27 grams of protein. So, you know, and then I eat a little bit here and there throughout the day, and it's just enough. Now, I know the caloric intake is extremely minimal, and it ain't good. You know, like, I can't be ingesting more than 500 calories a day. I can't be. I don't see how. I'm trying to do a little bit more now. But it's not easy because when you're not hungry and you don't want to eat, especially after the surgery, you know, when you don't want to eat, it's hard to force yourself to eat because it just makes you feel sick. You know, I've talked to my dietitian and everybody, and they've prescribed me a couple different anti-nausea medications. So those help a lot. Something else I've gotten here lately is GERD, which is a heartburn, which I think I talked about in my last video. But, you know, that's just that's a side effect that you can have if you have this surgery. Hopefully it's not going to be everlasting, but I do have medication for that. Surprisingly, this doesn't do much for my GERD, so it doesn't make it that bad. Oh, that's good. I love V8 juice. Other than that, you know, like I said, I've lost 100 pounds and I'm feeling good enough now that I can be happy about it and celebrate about it, you know. But yeah, I definitely don't look at food the way I used to. But yeah, I'm down to the lightest weight that I've been. The last time I weighed, I was 261. That was a couple of days ago, so I might be even less than that now. But I was down to 261, lightest I've ever been since probably junior high. I don't know. It's crazy. You know, but yeah, I'm down to that now. And, you know, I decided, you know what? Some people, when they lose a lot of weight, they go out and they buy brand new outfits, which I have. I've had to get smaller shirts. I'm down to, you know, I could wear a 1X, but because of the loose skin that you get when you lose so much weight so fast, a 1X, the sleeves are too tight on my arms. Everything else is fine, but the sleeves are too tight. But so I'm still wearing I'm still wearing a 2X. But, you know, I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy a car that I can fit in now. A fun car that I can fit in. Because why not? I went out and bought that Mustang, and I have been loving it, you know. During the rough times, it's been hard to really enjoy the car because I really didn't give a crap about anything when I was really feeling bad and low on energy and weak. But on days like today, I love it. That's why I went out and washed it. I might still go detail my pickup truck. I don't know yet. but it's just one of those, it's one of those things. It's a car I've always wanted. Like I said, Mustang like that and Corvettes, they've been a dream car of mine for a long time. And so, like I said, I finally pulled the trigger, and bought that. Like, it's the fastest car I've ever owned. Something like a 4.5 second 0 to 60. High 12s or low 13s? I think high 12s, quarter mile. 435 horsepower. Or as Donut Media says, Hirsch Purge. But it's even though it's an automatic, it's actually a pretty quickly shifting automatic. It's not bad. It's a 17, so it's still got the 6-speed. It doesn't have the 10-speed in it. But even as the 6-speed that it has, it shifts pretty brisk. So it's fun to drive. Got different driving modes. I can put it in sport mode. I can put it in track mode. And they all, like, what they do is they tighten the steering, and there's also a separate button to tighten the steering if that's all you want to do, to stiffen the steering. But it'll majorly increases throttle response when you put it in like track and sport mode, and it leaves it in a gear. Like if you leave it in the automatic mode, which has got paddle shifters if you put it in manual mode, and they're actually fairly responsive. But if you want to, just leave it in automatic mode and you put it in gear or in, track or sport mode, it will hold that gear. Like if you floor it, it won't, like if you floor it and get speed and then you let off the accelerator, it won't shift up into into the appropriate gear for whatever, for like a overdrive gear. It will keep it in the lowest gear that it can stay in. So that way, when you get on it again, it's already in gear and it'll take off. And it's even got a factory line lock. For those of you guys that don't know what line lock is, that's what drag racers have on their cars to warm up their rear tires when they do a burnout. It applies 100% brake to the front tires and leaves the rear tires brake free. So you can, I haven't done it yet. I haven't used it yet. Honestly, I'm really just wanting to take care of this car. But it will allow you to make that car a burnout machine. And it's just crazy that it came from the factory with line lock. But it's got that. It's got 0 to 60. It's got a quarter mile. It's got all these different counters on it. It's got all these different track app uses on it. It's really cool. It's a really cool car. And I just really enjoy driving it. The handle's amazing, That's the first generation. It's the S550 platform, and that's the first generation where they went solely to an independent rear suspension and completely did away with a solid rear axle. So it handles way better than any previous generation Mustang. It really does handle great. And I haven't driven it into any crowds yet, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen, knock on wood, but no crowd has met their demise by my Mustang. So that's a good thing. That is a good thing. I can't speak for the future, but that will be my goal from now on while I drive the car, is to avoid crowds and everything like that. So other than that, though, yeah, it's been a great car, and I've enjoyed driving it. In a few weeks, we go on our Disney cruise up to Alaska, and I can't wait for that. That'll be a great getaway. I can't wait. I love going to, the tropics and the Caribbean on a cruise, but there's something about going to Alaska on a cruise. It's, you don't go there to swim, but it's beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Water's too cold to swim. But you see all kinds of wildlife. The whales are amazing, and I'm not going to be one of them on this cruise, thank God. And it's just a gorgeous, beautiful cruise and time. A lot of people don't consider Alaska as a cruise destination, but it is. It really is. Like I said, we've done it before, not to Disney. It was just my wife and I, or my wife and me. I got to be proper about the way you speak, about grammar and all that good stuff. But my wife and me, we went, my wife and I, damn it, I was right the first time. My wife and I, I went to Alaska. My wife and I went to Alaska already, and it was a great time. It was a different cruise line, obviously, but it's just gorgeous. The cruise ship will take you right up by the glaciers, and you'll see, I forget what they call them, but like shelves of the glacier break off into the water and create these massive waves. It's really a spectacular sight, unless you're a tree hugger and you're just going to say, well, that's a great sign of global warming. Okay, I'm not talking to you. You're not. This is an AB conversation. You need to see your way out of it. But so it's a beautiful cruise, and I can't wait to get up there. And like I said, this will be more enjoyable for our kids because it's a Disney cruise. So it'll just be a good time, and it'll be a great way to just kind of get away. Now I'm a little bit worried about the food because, like I said, I really got to be careful about what I eat. And at that time, I'll be free and clear to eat anything I choose to. But man, it's, if I eat the wrong thing, it could ruin my trip, as that chicken did over the weekend. So I'm going to try to stick with just very light, flaky fish kind of food. Stuff that I know can go down easily, soups, things like that. And we'll see what I can do. So it's going to be interesting. I don't want to ruin my trip. Sad part is cruise lines have amazing food, but man, my tastes have changed so much. Like I'll still want a certain food and I'll try to eat it and I'm like, oof, what is this? I don't remember it like this. So it's kind of a bummer because even though I don't like it, I still kind of want it because I remember liking it, So that's a hurdle to get over. But there are still foods that I remember liking a lot. Like my wife the other day, she went on a mother-daughter date to Texas Roadhouse with our oldest daughter. And I had her get me some of their seasoned rice that they have. Because I remember I used to love the seasoned rice. And sure enough, she brought it home to me. And oh my God, that was something that I did not change my taste buds over. That still tasted as good, if not better than ever before. I didn't eat all of it. I ate a few bites, but man, that was good. I finished it since. That was a few days ago. But that was, so there are still things that I really do still like that I liked before. Now I know the rice isn't the best for you, but at the same time, to me, I feel like it's all about moderation. There are so many rules and stipulations, but it's like to me, it's about eating in moderation more than anything else anymore. And I'm forced to eat slowly and not eat much. So it really, in my opinion, doesn't really matter what I eat because I can't eat much of anything. But I still, I'm still trying to eat as healthy as I can. Like I said, V8 juice, all that good stuff. Drinking lots of water. But anyways, guys, that's where I'm at. And I wanted to make this update because it's been a while. And hell, I don't know if anybody's even still subscribed to this channel. I haven't even been on here to check anything. I've been so under the weather that I just, when you get to a point where you just don't care about much. And that's where I was. It was kind of scary. It was really kind of scary. Because I was a completely different person. My kids were noticing it. My wife was noticing it. And my wife brought it to my attention. Not that I didn't already understand it. But I was becoming not a good person, pleasant person to be around. Because I was feeling so bad due to the lack of nutrients I was putting into myself. But as you can tell, I'm a little bit jollier now. So I must be doing something right. I've been feeling a lot better for about 2 weeks. The last couple weeks, I've had a really bad inner ear infection. So that was a fun addition. It didn't hurt, but it felt like I was underwater. So whenever I would talk, I couldn't understand what I was saying. I could hear everybody else for the most part, but anything I said was just muffled, and I couldn't I understood what it was like to be deaf, because I didn't want to talk to anybody because I couldn't hear what I was saying. So, like some words I can understand what I was saying, but like words like with the letter S in it or something like that, it would have such a muffled, distorted tone that I couldn't tell if I was enunciating the word correctly. So it made it very hard to do anything that required conversation. But like I said, I'm even that is finally clearing up. I'm still getting a little bit, it's still spotty, but like right now it's fine. It's perfectly fine right now. It was affecting my voice. My wife was like, "Man, you sound like a completely different person." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So it was just, my voice is back to mostly normal now. So that's an absolute positive. And like I said, my ears, I don't feel like I'm talking underwater anymore. Every now and again, like I said, I do. It's spotty, but right now I don't. So that's a good thing. But that was just a fun bonus on top of everything else to make my life crazy difficult for the last few weeks. But with that all said, guys, like I said, I don't know if I said it already, but with that all said, guys, that'll conclude this update. And I hope you all have a good one out there. And I hope you guys are doing good. I've been keeping an eye on load boards a little bit to see what rates are doing. And right now, it looks like rates in certain areas are coming up a little bit, which is good. I've noticed some rates, especially out of my area, going to like Pennsylvania, like a 450-mile run, paying $4 or more a mile. And these are like early in the day when they're not desperate to move the load. So it was kind of surprising to see some of that. I saw a lot of $2.50, $2.80, $3 a mile loads. I'm like, damn, maybe rates are kind of coming back up a little bit. I know fuel's coming back up, but in my position, because I get 100% fuel surcharge, that's actually kind of a good thing for me. Sorry, guys, but I'm just speaking the truth and just speaking from my perspective. It's kind of a good thing with the fuel surcharge, but I know it's going to make it rough on a lot of other people that are just running the spot market. But like I said, on the positive side, like I said, it seems like the rates are coming up a little bit. Still not good if you want to drive long haul out west, but if you're doing some regional stuff, the rates seem to be floating around anywhere from $2 to $3 a mile, is what I'm seeing. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. It's not what it was a year and a half ago, but it's definitely sustainable. $2 to $3 a mile is definitely a pretty sustainable average. If it's not, you might want to rethink your finances and your business. Just saying, not trying to be all about like telling you how to run your business, but if $2 to $3 a mile doesn't cut it for you, when fuel isn't $7 a gallon anymore, you might want to rethink some things. But anyways, guys, with that said, this has already been 30 minutes. The whole video is going to be more than that because of other stuff that I added to the video. But with that said, guys, y'all have a good one out there. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video and try to get it up. God damn it. Try to get it up. I'm going to try to get the video up. I swear, all these innuendos that you can make of things that I say, just don't or do. Make me laugh in the comments, whatever you want to do. But we're going to go ahead and put this video out. And I'm going to edit it first and all that good stuff. And I'm going to enjoy my V8. Delicious. It's just such a weight off my shoulders to feel better. To feel a lot better and to actually be able to appreciate what I've been through and look ahead. So kind of a breath of fresh air, so to speak. But anyways, guys, we will see y'all later. And I really do hope you guys are all doing well out there. Because I know it can still be rough. I know there's still some rough patches out there. But I do hope that everybody's doing good. We will see you all, though, however, later. Take care, guys. Keep surviving to thrive out there. Lord knows I keep trying to every day. Be safe.